Efopụta unu n'ụlọ maọbụ na mba, ebe unu ga-eji ịchọ ndụ n'ukwu ụdara, gbara n'uche unu n'aka, anya dịkwa unu nkọ. Buru n'okwu ndị a n'obi, ọ ga-edu unu jee ma dulatakwa unu. Igbo.
Ndewo nna anyị ekenekwa gị. Anyị ka bụ na ezumezu Royal TV ka a na-enwe n'ezite ozi a. Biko gwara anyị aha gị na nke eji mara gị.
Mụnwa bụ Chief Ezudo na ka eji mara m. Mana aha m bụ Joseph Chika Ezema.
Ndewo. Biko kọrọ anyị akụkọ gbasatara Edem, ka ha si wee bịa, ndị ha bụ nakwa ka ha si jegasị njem na mba ala Igbo dị iche iche.
Thank you very much. Edem bụ a very big community. Before the 17th century, they have a very big population inhabiting that part of the area known as Edem. Edem bụ nna ha bụ Ugwuinyi Odobo. That is why we are being called Edemeko Odobo. Edemeko Odobo in the sense that they had two brothers. Because of Ede Obara, because of Edem. In other words, Edemeke and Edem Obara. I've told you earlier that Ugwuinyi Odobo is the father of Edem. And from the history, not reaching our soil, but it has been going from ages to ages, generation to generation, known by majority of our people. And my own humble self as the Secretary General of the Union for some years, and the last Secretary General of the Union before we had three committee was created out of Edem. In the course of that, I became in contact with those ideas and histories of Edem. You see, Edem, in other history, has been told by and written in a book by H.U. Ezema, the Igbo of Edem. Another Hyacinth Ugwu Ezema, Doc, now late, from Edem. Another big son of our people, Francis Ezema. These are people who went to the university and they had a play in history. So the other one says that Edem, first of all, lived in an area near Agamede, between Ezimo, Okwudaba, Omondo, that area. But before they started looking for a greener pasture down to this side. And when they came down, they reached Edobara's axis, where his brother decided to stay there. Then the Demeke said no, that there's no enough stream. So he started coming down. He was a big hunter until he reached that area known as Edem and started living there. So the other one says that Edem was Taz.
Taz.
For now, Taz is the spiritual head of Edem.
Okay.
That the Ugwuinyi gave birth to Taz and Odobo, who is their sister. And when you go to Isu today, you'll be hearing of Nome. That is a kind of a shrine known as Nome, Asa Nome, showing that Edem and Edobara are brothers. Then Edemu Ugwuinyi, that is Ugwuinyi Odobo of Nrobo. We will talk about Nrobo Ugwuinyi, that's the brother. Then we will talk about how they came down. Today, Nrobo and Edem, they don't see the blood of each other. Because of that, you can hear about Nrobo. You can hear about Taz. wherever an Edem person is living, you must hear about this type of deities. You hear about Ohege. Some of these things were where they worship as traditional pagan people. That is why those things can be found anywhere you see an Edem person living. You must hear about it. Okay, as the rest of them. So, in other words, when they now say living within this area known as Edem, at Edem, he begot 3 sons. That is what is known as today as Akpa, Ozi, and Edeman. Owa in Akpa being the seat of their fathers. At Ozi, and Ubogidi in Edeman, they are brothers. But Ozi, that is the name of their name is Dianevu Dimam. Dianevu is Ubogidi, and Dimam is that person that inhabited Ozi as the ancestral head. He came down there and said living at Ozi. So that of Akpa is they are the first son of Edem. Edeman is the youngest. So because of history and a lot of things that happens, you can see that some people started living within these areas, though they are from some other places. Like a part of us, you'll be hearing about Ezos in Nikonisha. So that's to say, that's not the direct son of that Jimam, the father of Moses. So in Akpa, you'll be hearing about Nkaush or Amadi Mogo. They come from a particular area within the Igbo cultural areas and say inhabiting our place, like Nkaush. They came from Uri. And in Amugu, you're hearing about Amugu. They came from Akpa. But what is important is that those days, when you leave your own area and you cohabit with another person, then you agree to live together as brothers and sisters. They usually come into agreement and they start to stay together as a community. There's another striking relationship that I'd like you to share with me. I'm talking about AVRUGO Edem. I am from Amangu, Ozi Edem. Amangu, in 17th century, there was a war from some other community, but the Arab people led that war and struck at Ozi. By then, this Amangu is the strongest village in that community. And the population, they are greater. If you can go down to that place, from where we call Ahedem, up to that parish, where there is church, into that forest, you see a forest down there. The forest is their village square. So after that 17th century war, they moved. Majority of these people moved out of the place. In fact, all except a woman who was pregnant. The woman is from Amuke in Obimo. She was pregnant and she wanted to see her sister at Amabeneg. That from where the war struck and she could not join his husband and other relations in the family. She alone survived from that large village known as Amangu. And at the end of the day, she begot a son. We call the son Ezike Ugoke. Ezike Ugoke, because the father of Amangu Para, Ezike Anoke. They left with some other village that joined in the escape to survive. Went through Oko Abi. Then there was another group of people at Abi that fought them again. They couldn't stay there. They now left. This is when we talk about there. It's not the two persons. many people. They now moved to AVRUGO, and they informed the Ata. They had loyal to Ata. You know, that time it was Ata and the people of Aros as the war giants. So Ata now shielded them and gave them a large area of land where they are living, where they now live, known as AVRUGO. I'm sure without fear of contradiction that at AVRUGO they will be hearing about Ohe. That's a lot of them. Those are their deities, their gods then that they worship. And those things are still there in AVRUGO. And in some occasions, when some of our people who later also said to live at AVRUGO, when they come back home, these people went there after years. I've told you that was during 17th century. 2 generations pushed to that place, and they never came back. They never came back. And today, I thank God that that village, that majority of them, that all of them left. Some were killed along the line, but majority of them now went down to AVRUGO and started living there. And they never had to come back, because even if you are the person, if you are people who are just chased out, killed and whatever, you go where you will be received, where you have peace and live with the people in peace and progress. So that is the relationship of AVRUGO and Edem. And I like that story because I am involved because that's my village. And that's my ancestors that left to that place. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for these beautiful explanations. I can again.
Thank you very much.
I can again. Now, scam where India Jebeli AVRUGO Edem. And we go any occasion or anything in me habia report what this side more and we go occasion hana honor and we have a relationship within the man side there ever has you happen.
Thank you. It's Edem, not Edem.
Edem,
so the thing is that I told you that was 17th century. Exactly 17th century. That was when this happened.
Okay.
That was when they left. Few years after, as I've been told by my people, that they usually come to worship Taz and Ohe. That people come from there to worship that the real head of Ohe and the real head of Taz. Taz is in Isu. And up to today, that's our spiritual head of our people. Traditional spiritual head of our people. They usually come. But you know, there was a time again, I was told by one of those people who were giving us stories about how it all happened, the Igwe. I was the secretary of the Igwe's cabinet before his demise. He told us that there was a time our people wanted them to come back. But the AVRUGO people, and because of their fear to come back to where they left before, that they may not find a new place to stay, and having located a vast area of fertile land, they have no reason again to come back to where they were said to come from. So you can see as well that even other people moving from one area to another is because of green pasture. And you go to where you feel you can farm, you can live in peace and whatever. And you know, Ata was like an umbrella of people. If you run to Ata, you are free. For instance, the first Eze of Edem ran to that side, and Ata anointed him. The man was Agbala Eze. Up to today, we have Uha Agbala. That forest, that place is like a sacred land. That's where that man comes from. So you can see that people, because of the influence of Ata, can run to Ata and you feel safe. And if you come to that side, you may not be safe. You'll be facing challenges from some communities around you, and that arrow people who are also adjusting, coming down to push. If not because of Ata, you will have been decimated so much that the entire Edem will have been decimated. But Ata now came in, and then they stopped from where they were fighting from before. So we became free, and our people now believed on Ata, and you can see a lot of people answer the name Ata because he wants to belong, so that you can be protected. So, for as far as I'm concerned, at this age, I've not known how they've tried to come back again or try to get them back. There's no such a thing, because they have found a place that is safer and they feel freer. But the entire thing, the truth is that AVRUGO them, they have followed them.
Thank you very much, sir. And something I want to ask again is this: having gone to that part of that area, that Ata side of area, does that make them Igala people? Does that change their identity from?
It's a kind of an assimilation. They want them to belong because they have no choice. Not that they doesn't know that they're from them. You know, that's one thing. It's just like when you now live here and go to the north. You live in a particular area where 90% of them are Muslims. Sometimes you'll be forced to become a Muslim. But I know as a fact, they know. There's no need of hiding the facts from them. They are from them. That they have found a place that is, to them, a better place to stay does not mean they are not from them. They are from them. It's just like every other history. When you live from here, even the Israelites, because you know that Igbo people are said to come from Israel, they are from Judah, of the sons of Judah, of Israel. So it doesn't mean that they don't know that naturally you do a lot of things you see that the Hebrew people do, showing that actually you are from there.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, sir.
They should know they are from there.
Okay. Like I said, women they are already there. There's no need, we can't ask them to come back. But what we are trying to do is to help them understand their identity, know who they are, and at the same time have a kind of mutual relationship back to their.
That's my prayer, my
yes.
brother.
Then on this now, let me ask this as a question: what is applicable? What should we do to help them realize? Because as the experience I with Tenaka is they are automatically denying their Igbo identity. Yes, yes. Why? We don't know why. Maybe just as you said, they want to belong to that part of the state because they're already created into Kogi State. But what can we do to sensitize that sense of relationship between AVRUGO and Edem?
See, it is something that should go to the heads of each communities in Edem. There need for them to discuss that. In fact, when we are creating the three autonomous communities in Edem, the Uz, the Akpa, and the Demand, there was an agreement we reached that there must be a body that will be working towards projects, development, kind of. And it is the duty of this that type of group to look into this type of a thing and be able to come up with an idea. Even if they are not coming back, let them know that they are brothers.
Yes.
Even if they don't want to know, let us explain to them, tell them the truth. Because they cannot deny the fact that they have Ohe and the Taz there, when Taz is not the father of Igala people, but the father of Edem. When we talk about Ohe, that is the Ohe Rubu is from Ubuini. That is the Edem. They know those things are there. They are there. Because some of our people that go there to farm, they usually come back to tell us that they have something known as Taz. They have Ohe. Some of those things that we worship here is there. So it is my wish that if from time to time, if I'm opportune, if at any point in time, the three communities or any forum, anywhere, in fact, I will chip in this idea. It is important. I told you earlier that I am involved. I'm involved in saying that it was my own village that was stronger in terms of war, in terms of artistics. These are people, group of people, very talented people. All of them left. And since that time, we are being looked on as if we are nobody. But we thank God that that woman, that boy, were growing already. But I know they are our people. Even that village square, since 17th century, nobody is inhabiting that village square. It has become a forest because we are afraid. If you go to that forest, you get the point where they worship you there. You get the point where they worship Adoro there. Inside that forest you are seeing, it's there already, it's there up to now. So I will be happy if there will be a kind of reunion in terms of mutual understanding and relationship, so that we can be able to remember that one day that we were one and today we are one.
Thank you very much. There's something we discovered there in AVRUGO. There's the chief, the head of the community is Dimani. They call him Dimani.
Dimani. That is our.
And just help me understand. Is it a name from Igala or?
Dimani is the name of our people, not Igala. It has nothing to do with Igala. It has nothing to do with Igala at all.
Because their village chief is they call him Dimani.
That's it. That is our name.
Then at the same time, I learned that there are 1 or 2 festivals. Like Onunu. Onunu.
That's it.
I heard they do it there at the same time.
That's it. And we have been told that.
Okay.
Those things we do, they replicate them there. They replicate them there. They are our people. There's no denying that. The Dimani, any head of a village in our place is Dimani. That's the title. If you see him, it's a Dimani. That is it.
Wow.
If you go to the man, the eldest man there that is the owner of that village, you call him Dimai. If you come to Ozu, the eldest man in Ozu, we call him Dimai. If you go to Akpa, the eldest man there will call him Dimai. You cannot just answer Dimai if you are not the head of the community. You are not the oldest man of that community. That is it.
Well, thank you very much.
Even this, we talk about Bachuku. And they do it there. That's what we do in our place. And that Onu, our own, that of Edim is special. It is so managed that there is a period you will not fight. Within the Onunu period, there is a period you will not do anything that is not bad. And if you do it, there is a fine for you. And if someone dies during Onunu, there will be no gunshots. And I'm sure they do it there.
Exactly.
So these are what we do that we are known for. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate this. Please, on your own, take your time to advise, especially the young ones that are coming up in this issue of identity crisis. Help us with advice and general message for the youth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It's a challenge, and I assure you, today in my community, they know me. In fact, as at now, I'm the Onu, the traditional, the Agowa of Ezedem. Ezedem is one. He's the Eze of the entire Edem. I'm his Agowa. So he don't normally stay in town, but I represent him well. In everything he does, like tomorrow now, we are going to crown the Osai Edem.
Come again?
Osai Edem. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
This tomorrow coming. The person is from Amadoba. That is the village that produces Osai Edem. When Eze sits, Osai sits by his side. So that is it. But tomorrow we will do that.
Thank you.
So, and Ezedem is not going to come. I am the person that is going to represent him. So I am in a forefront of area of how to talk about this. And as far as I'm as the Ago Ezedem, I will tell him this, and we'll be working on that. That is my prayer, and I believe we can achieve something out of it. I believe.
Thank you very much. I want to ask something from the name Osai. How did that come about? That thing, just you're going like that area.
Thank you very much. Like I told you, the first Eze lived with Ata of Igala, and that is Abaleze. And when he came, he borrowed some name and cabinet names from Ata. You know, Ata was extending his frontiers then. So Agbaleze borrowed that. In Igala, you have Osai. Understand? Then Osai is always by this right hand of Deze. He's like, should I call him an information officer or what? So he's very close to Eze. He's a personal assistant to Eze. That wherever Eze sits, he sits. So that's the thing. So that name was borrowed from Igala because of Agbaleze, whom Ata of Igala posted and crowned as Eze then, because of that war, of that period. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
When Ata was sending his frontiers, they had to submit. And it was also within that period that the AVRUGO people were there.
Okay.
So, but that does not make AVRUGO people to say that they are not from Eden.
Neither are they not from Igbo.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Like now, we have Ezedem. We call Eze of them Agabaiju. Agabaiju is Igala name. It was borrowed because to make sure that Ata, who is a warrior, should protect them as well as part of the people that are loyal to him. But that never changed someone from them to say that he's an Igala man. Understand? So if they answer anything there, they should know that are Igbo people. They are not Igala people. Like our people are now answering Agabij. Does not and will never make him Ezedem to be an Igala man or to say that's an Igala man. That's just a name is for a purpose.
Okay, thank you very much. I think
Dadimam is the father of Ozedem, and he begot Ezike Aluba, Ezike Okene, Ezike Dule, and Ezike Anoke. Ezike Anoke is the father of Amangu Okpara. Amangu Okpara. So the Okpara added to it is because that village Anoke begot, there were war fighters, and wherever they go to war, they must surely get somebody. Mad. That's why I have Okpara. So that man, Ezike Anoke, it was the time after the giving birth to many children that were so large in number that the war in 17th century struck. Ezike Anoke is then I should say is the most he should be the father of AVRUGO by implication. Okay. Because most of his children were those people that evacuated to that place. A whole village left except a one woman that was pregnant. And that woman that was pregnant gave birth to a son, and they named that son Ezike Ugoke. They trace that the woman traced that the father that the husband is Ugoke. That woman was able to tell them that the father of his her own husband, that the father of that child, the husband, is Ugoke. Then to retain that Ezike thing, the name said Ezike Ugoke. So that is it. Ezike Anoke is the father of that people. I've told you, if you go to Ozi, that's where you get forest. That is their village square. And the people are free to enter there. It's only the shrine that is there that you can see people go there to worship. There are some other ones, Adoro, some other Ushajoko, Onenyam, all of them there inside that forest. So it is the children of that Ezike Anoke that left to AVRUGO through Oko, Abi, Okuje, down to AVRUGO. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Igbo management. Ebe no kita bụ na agboda ozi. Ebe ndị AVRUGO si wepụ mana before I ga n'iru ka anyị ke n'ozi nna anyị kọkọtụrụ anyị ihe gbasara ya bụ ogige. Na ga n'iru.
My brother. Ebe a bụ ebe Amangu Okpara.
Okay.
Ndị ahụ bụ ụmụ Ezike Anoke. Ivuru agha bịa chụfụ n'obodo. Ụfọdụ n'ime ha ndị dọrọ ndụ. Ha ncha, all except the woman that was pregnant was left because she went to the paternal home. So these were the where they lived. This little forest we are looking up there is where the deity Udure, the worship, is there. Above it, a little bit above it, you have where they worship Adoro. All these places, they lived here. But because they were pushed out of the town by force, different people from different villages in Edem owns portions of land here. Because they came and started taking possession because nobody is now farming there. So you can get people from Amugu, they own land here. You can get people from Mumanwash, they own land here. You can get people from Akpa, they own land here. You can get people from Owerri, they own land here. Akpa is one of the 3 quarters in Edem. Edeman is the other quarter, Uz is another quarter. But this particular portion, up to the other forest, where we have village square, where these people who were pushed out by these warriors were inhabiting before. From this side up there is our land. My own personal father, my own family owns this particular area of land. And because of that war, they abandoned the whole thing, and the only young man that was left behind, that was like a father that made us to be what we are. Ejikugoke. Ejikugoke is the person, that woman who was left in the war, who was pregnant, gave birth to, and the name is Ejikugoke. That's the only person. At that point in time, the young man cannot on his own alone possess the entire area of land that a population of people who are bigger than all other villages in our town were inhabiting before. But because they left, it becomes every man's land. Whoever wants to just come to acquire a portion. And that's how they started owning areas of their choice. So from here, right, left, since that 17th century, this forest up there, nobody inhabits there, nobody works there. Because after the war, pushing them out, that they went through Oko, Abi to Avrugo, nobody were farming here, and people started coming from all angles to possess a place of their choice. So, but since that 17th century, this forest up to the above the hill to the plain, nobody lives there since that time. That's why you get their village square. It is there clear. That's why you get everything they do, all the little traditional shrines they worship, they are still there, live in the forest. But nobody worships that again to the level of it as it was before. Our people usually come there to do little worship, but they don't go there to the forest to acquire the village square because of fear. That's what we are. And I thank God today that we are growing. The village that was decimated to zero, to just one young man, we are now growing, and we are growing. And we pray God that we must grow. It is my wish that those our brothers that left from here to Avrugo, they should know that they are from here. We are the same blood. We are the Izikanoke, Ezikugoke. We are the people of Dimamu. We are the sons of Ikpeze. We are the sons of this community called Edem. That is all. And it's our wish that they should come back. So this is the deity, Amangu.
Amangu.
This is Zungu.
Okay.
That's the ancestral deity. The ancestral deity is Zungu. It's because of that war. Look at the other down there, you get the Catholic Church.
Okay.
After the Catholic Church, you get the seminary.
Yes.
Good Shepherd Seminary.
Okay.
After Good Shepherd Seminary, you get the primary school. After the primary school, you get the customary court with them. It is because nobody was there to say no to the acquisition of their property just by giveaway. Then the community just to give out all the development activities were within this particular village, because nobody can challenge that thing. And again, because that's only one boy that was alive, that came back alive. He cannot farm the whole area. He cannot now say no to those people who want to acquire 1 or 2 things. So you can look by my left, it's part of the forest. the part of our land. If you can bet me by my right,
Continue.
by my right,
Yeah.
it is that area of land built to what we call the village square is inside there.
Okay.
And this is what people abandoned in the 17th century. They could not do anything about that.
Okay.
Because there are only but one man that was able to now to face the entire communities. So as a result of that, even the community were all afraid to come and acquire this portion of areas of land. Because that is their village square, that's where their deities and everything live. That's why they worship their God.
Okay.
As God, parenthesis, as a traditionalist. That is the forest. And nobody had ever lived here since the 17th century. Because that is where these people that left to AVRUGO came from.
Okay.
They were pushed out because of the war.
Okay.
Perpetrated by the people of Rumba, Aros and whatever. But with a kind of connivance or conspiracy with people who live around the community, who were very envious and jealous of the development of the community, as the largest war warrior of the entire community. That was how they were forced out of their place, and most of them now left for AVRUGO.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mafia, Igbo na diaspora, Igbo na entertainment, Igbo na government. Ani na mi fe sirike, ani na mi fe kalaka. Anywhere you enter, we dey there. I walk, I never see beautiful people. Oh, Wamaka, Agumoni, if we them upon Igbo. If you see me call me Igbo, anywhere I enter they call me Igbo. All over the world they call me Igbo. Echebe na